Three, two, one. Yo, what up, what up, what up? How are you? Welcome in, welcome back. Much love, Trav here. I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you're doing awesome. Hope you're doing fucking incredible. And today we're back with the return of Living End 5-0 versus Rest in Peace. I'm going to walk you through my 5-0 league. I did last night. I just jumped back with the deck quick, easy 5-0, playing below average. Deck is insane. It's incredibly well positioned right now, and we're going to talk about it. Deck tech, things I would change, tactics, how to beat the most common hate cards, most common matchups, and explain how the deck works. And for those who want to play it, what you all should know. First of all, I've got to complain and bitch about Magic Online. What you're looking at right now is Magic Online. So I wanted to go through the game history and show you all the matches, but I have this weird problem, and I'm not the only one, where sometimes Magic Online just will not start on my computer. It happens at least once a month, and then I have to uninstall and reinstall it. And an issue with Magic Online is they store the games not on the server but on the computer. So when I do that, all the games got wiped, and that just happened. Some of you are saying like, yo, make your computer compatible for Magic Online. I don't know how to do that. Magic Online should be compatible with my computer. It's an annoying bug that they should fix. It's happened with multiple new computers for me. It keeps happening. Have to uninstall. I just try to start it and it does not start. I don't know why. It's a constant thing. Happens with multiple computers. So if that happens to you, go complain to Magic Online. I don't think they're going to do anything or fix anything. I prefer not to complain, but that's one way to get things fixed because they actually do listen. And also, I had to explain why. I'm going to show you pictures only, screenshots that I took, and not the games themselves. So first of all, the deck. The deck is based around, let me make sure this looks good, the card Living End, which when it comes off suspend or you cast it, everybody sacrifices all their creatures and brings all the creatures from the graveyard back to play. So Living End is super good in a creature heavy meta, which is where we are right now. There's a lot of Death Shadow, there's a lot of Bant, there's a lot of Eldrazi, there's a lot of even the Storm decks are playing more creatures, even the Burn decks are playing more creatures. It's poor and a lot of spell combo. It's fine versus counter spells. I'll show you how that works. So we have Violent Outburst and we have Demonic Dread, which when you cast a spell, you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an online card that casts less and you cast it for free. We don't play anything that costs 1 or 2 in the deck besides Living End. So we have 8 ways to cast Living End as an instant or sorcery starting on the 3rd turn. Kill your 3 creatures, bring my 3 creatures back. 20-point mana swing, 6-point card swing. Fucking crazy. We have a lot of cycling to get creatures in the graveyard. Street Wraith, Monstrous Carabid, Deadshot Minotaur. This makes the deck consistent, makes the deck a lot smaller, makes us good against discard. Discard you'd think would be good against us because you take this one card, then we can't do too much. But if we have so much cycling, we're bound to top deck into it. The deck top decks quite well. Quick note on Karizev's expertise. New card that sucks. Karizev's expertise is super dead unless you draw one of your 3 Living Ends, as opposed to Demonic Dread, which is live unless you draw all 3 of your Demonic Living Ends. It's much more likely you're going to get use out of Demonic Dread than Karizev's expertise. Is garbage. Would not play. Land cycling, really like these guys right now. Twisted Abomination is super good versus Eldrazi. No one's really playing Lightning Bolt, and this thing can take over a game. Pale Recluse's Dees. Let's see. The deck Grove of the Burnwolves is real nice versus Death Shadow right now. Give them life. You can kill the Death Shadow, or keep it small until you can finish them off. Street Wraith as Swamp Walk, relevant. So land destruction. I'm playing Fulminator. I'm also playing Beast Within and Avalanche Riders. I could be playing Blood Moon. Blood Moon is insane, but it's less consistent, and I want to splash white. In this build, this is a test build. Very macabre. A bunch of land destruction. You get cheese. Land destruction wins too. So Leyline, I'm not playing Leyline anymore, but I'm playing it in this build because I was thinking like Burn is a bad matchup, and a lot of the combo decks are bad matchups, and this is a way to fix them. If you start with it, you can even cast it on turn 4. You might get a free win versus Pure Steel Paladin or Ad Nauseam or something like that if they don't have their answer. Or if you Slaughter Games one of their things and then get Leyline down, maybe they're fucked. Also, one Meddling Mage to sneak in versus these combo decks, try to win game 3. Um, I may or may not be playing this thing. It's like really risky, and especially when people know about it. So I also might delay the video, or I might play Death Shadow. I might play whatever. And then Knot of the Bone. I would consider Brindlebore and Pulsive Marasa. This thing can gain a fuck ton of life though, so it's quite nice. Ingatura Shriekmoss. Alright, let's get to the games. Again, I would love to show you them, so I'm just going to have to walk you through them. First round was against Abzan. Abzan is incredibly easy, and traditional Jund is incredibly easy. They can make you discard, but they don't have enough pressure to kill you before you can top deck another, especially when you're cycling, or if you have 2, because you have 8 of them. And you just kill their stuff. And Street Wraith Swamp Walks, which is a big problem versus them. Death Shadow as well. Didn't play against it in this one, but the matchup goes similarly. You saw me play it from the other side. You can lose from the living end side, but if you just top deck into your living end, you'll probably get there. And Death Shadow makes their life so low that it's not hard to swing through and kill them. Also, uh, you have so much toughness that you can often throw everything in front of the Death Shadow and survive, even if they have Tamer Battle Rage. So when it's easy, it's incredibly easy. Those matches are super easy. Round 2, I went against a Baral Storm deck, Baral Electromancer, and these matchups have gotten a lot easier because they're more creature reliant, so you can kill them. But I had a really interesting game here, a really interesting match that went to 3, where, if you can keep their Deuter off the field, they can't go off. So Shriekmaw, Beast Within, and just the living ends are quite good. This was a really interesting one where I let them start to go off with an Electromancer, then I Violent Outbursted, and then I Fairy Macabre to stifle their combo, to leave them with a bunch of stuff wasted. I did not have enough to kill them, and they were able to get another Brawl down. I went for Violent Outburst, Pump for the win. They remanded that and started to go off with Gifts Ungiven, but they didn't have enough cards left in their deck after I had taken stuff from them, not enough mana, and they came up short, died to my Fairy Macabre in the air with 1 turn left. So that was a pretty sweet one. Round 3, this is the first time I beat Rest in Peace from Bant Eldrazi. Game versus Bant Eldrazi, it's an incredibly easy matchup. It's possible to lose as always, but they just have a bunch of big fucking dumb creatures and are slow and are super vulnerable to Fulminator, Avalanche Riders, Beast Within Blood Moon, and Twisted Abomination kind of dominates them. So my opponent had a turn 2 Rest in Peace, and it's just not that good against me. There's a myth. I'm going to see if you can see this. There's a myth that Rest in Peace is very good versus Living End, but you still have a bunch of sweepers and you have the hard cast plan. So in this case, it's like, alright, I'll just take hits, and I have got 1 outburst, and I've got another outburst. I'm going to sweep if you ever get ahead of me, and I have only 18 lands, and the rest of my deck is pretty much creatures. I'm going to beat you eventually, and you're at risk of getting mana screwed. So I got a 3-for-1 on my sweeper, and I don't mind this because I can keep sweeping. I don't have to worry about what's coming back from them. Here we go. So this is what it looked like at the end. It was not even close. Attacked their colorless mana with my land destruction, and just started casting creatures, Shriekmaw to finish. And then Outburst and Demonic Dread are pretty nice too. Either one would have won this game on this turn also. So, but I wanted to play around Path to Exile. It's irrelevant. There's a million ways to win. So Rest in Peace is really not very good against us from a Bant Eldrazi deck. Sure, I mean it's good, but it's often not going to be enough for them to win because we still have so many sweepers and so many good creatures and land destruction wins. So would not be concerned about that one. Um, all right, Rest in Peace 2. So here's a game where I never drew Demonic Dread or Violent Outburst. So suspending Living End is one of the best things you can do against blue control decks because when it comes off, you have lots of mana up to pay for mana leaks and logic knots and stuff like that. Remand is not really played, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. In this case, I use Simeon's Spirit Guide to exile and suspend Living End on the third turn, cast Avalanche Riders on the fourth turn, cast Avalanche Riders on the fifth turn, and on the sixth turn, Living End came off. I played super bad this game, stacked my riders incorrectly, and I didn't use Fairy Macabre to exile Path to Exile, which the opponent was able to Snapcaster their own to hit their blue, but I was still able to win. The next game, I was able to win through Rest in Peace. So it's also possible to win through Rest in Peace from blue-white, although it's a bit harder because the Wraths are not as good. You can sneak some creatures down. In this case, I was able to outburst in response and get a few things. And they had Supreme Verdict, which exiled a bunch of stuff, but Twisted Abomination proved its worth here, regenerating. So, they had Rest in Peace in game 2 on turn 2, and I came very close to winning through that one as well. So, just to show you that this is not, this stuff's very beatable. So, and let's move on to the last match. When it's easy, it's really easy. Went up against the Hate Bears deck. They had Thalia game 1, but fulminated their lands, and Thalia's not a huge problem. It just means you need to get to 5 mana. And it's fucking, you'll be 10 cards ahead or more with Living End sometimes. It's insane. And then the last game, again, multiple Thalias, but just irrelevant when you discard, Scholar and see 4 Cascaders. So that's that was the 5-0. Again, I would have loved to show you the actual games, but that should suffice. I think I'm going to cut the ley lines and the white. Maybe try out Blood Moon, but it's just a fun deck, especially if you like land destruction and cheese. I think it's good right now. Wouldn't copy this. It's probably not going to come up anyways. It's just cutesy. And there's a few other matchups like Dredge that I'm going to be working on and thinking about. But Living End is definitely back. It's a good choice. I don't expect there to be much of it at San Antonio, and it's not necessarily the best deck to pick up if you've never played. I think it's decent for that. But if you've ever played Living End in your life, now's a good time to do it. If you have Modern to play in. Everything about the format is moving towards more creatures and fewer non-creature decks. You dodge Fatal Push, which is a lot less good against you than Lightning Bolt. Not that Lightning Bolt's very good either, but it's just a great time to be Living Ending. So hope you find that enjoyable, and I'll be back with some live play with the deck as well. That will be fun, and I'm excited to see you in the matches. Let me know what you think. And go sign up for the free deck crafting course. And if you have taken that, just leave comments or whatever. Go to the description, etc., etc. I gotta roll out of here, so I hope you enjoy this. Much love. Peace.